son.
You know, I've come across a couple of these over the years. Updates, sequels, reinventions, whatever, for Spy Hunter, a 1983 arcade classic. There's a 3DS game in 2012, which sucked. There's one on the PS2 and Xbox in 2003, which wasn't great either. It's a series that just can't seem to get any traction. And if The Rock can't get you traction, you got a real problem. So this is one of those things that makes so little sense, it makes perfect sense. Take a franchise people haven't cared about since the Iron Sheik was WWE champion, and for no apparent reason add The Rock. It's so ridiculous, so bad, I can't help but love it. It's unthinkably stupid. You do wrestling moves to bad guys and then drive cars from a Transformers movie. This is popcorn gaming at its best and worst. Mostly the worst, though.
Traffic was a bitch.
You said you took care of the scientist.
No, I said the mission was a success.
But she's still alive. How the hell is that a success?
Got her phone number.
Nowhere to Run tries to reinvent Spy Hunter by basically taking everything that's awesome about it and interrupting it as often as possible. There are missions when you're driving a car and blowing shit up, and they're actually kind of awesome. There are missions when you're driving a boat that can blow shit up, and they're actually kind of awesome. And then there are missions when the car turns into a boat in midair and continues to blow shit up. And those are actually really kind of awesome. So what do you do with all that awesomeness? Oh, throw in a bunch of on-foot missions that completely ruin the flow and kind of control like crap. I mean, what were they even thinking? Oh, sorry. It doesn't matter what they were thinking! Now, to be fair, the melee stuff is kind of awesome in that so bad it's good kind of way. Rocky can stun his enemies and then do one of 4 wrestling moves to finish the job. And they're actually moves from The Rock's real-life moveset, which is very cool for wrestling fans. I had fun just bashing these fools. They're all shooting at me with machine guns. I'm just throwing down the rock bottoms. No matter how bad the controls are, that's pretty sweet. But you know, those controls are pretty bad. Just clunky as hell. And a great example of unnecessary complexity. Now, there are 20 different buttons for 20 different actions, none of which happen easily or smoothly. I'm not sure I've ever played a game with worse shooting controls. Now, they're set to inverse by default. Like this is fucking Star Fox or something. And even when you fix them, it's still slower than Slippy Toad. But really, the biggest problem is that the game just isn't made very well. There are plenty of technical issues here. From god-awful hit detection, to god-awful cutscenes, to god-awful textures. It's like they spent all the cash on Rocky's paycheck. And again, Rocky's the only thing that makes the on-foot missions interesting. I mean, if this were just a generic guy, I wouldn't even care, but it's The Rock. So, this one's for the High Chief, Peter Maivia. If this whole game were the driving sections, it would be kind of awesome, even as terrible as it is. But all these shooting missions and on-foot crap, it really drags things down. I mean, the wrestling moves are cool, and they animate well, but it's the pace. I mean, when you're driving, it's fast and frantic, and when you're not, it's slow and boring. It kind of makes you wish there really were nowhere to run. Thanks to our friend Nicholas from Long Beach, California for sending it in. It doesn't matter who sent it in!